You're listening to KCYP 97.7 The City. This is Scarlet Rose, and you're now listening to RGV Rocks. Thank you for the intro, Audex. As you guys know, you're listening to KCYP 97.7 FMLP The City. My name is Scarlet Rose here on RGV Rocks. But before we begin this interview, I just want to remind you who you guys are listening to. KCYP 97.7 FMLP The City is a nonprofit organization that promotes local artists such as myself and is the home of indie music. We are now accepting donations through our website, www.thecity977.com, and as well as sponsorships to keep this radio station thriving. For more information on paying donations, sponsorships, or business advertisement, feel free to contact Joe Martinez at 956-789-0702 or by email at martinezjoe@hotmail.com. I will also be leaving the donation links in the description below for anybody who wants to donate to the city. Please feel free to do so. But for the people that don't know who we are or what we do, RGV Rocks is a radio show and now an online podcast dedicated to the local talent events and all the wonderful people in the RGV, such as you and I. Today, we have a very special guest known by Italia182. Would you like to introduce yourself for people that don't know who you are?
Hello, everyone. My name is Italia.
As for people that don't know who she is an artist, well known in the RGV, also a very famous VTuber, as you can see. She has gone by the Kawaii aesthetic, and I love her music because I started listening to it recently, and I have a bunch of questions on what to ask specifically for this interview. Would you like to talk about anything coming up regarding, I think your newest, is it a single or is it an EP that's coming out soon? Is it like, okay. You want to talk about more about that?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. You want to talk more about that? I think it's called 956, right?
Yeah, it's a single, Puro 956. It's my first cumbia song. So
I'm
pretty excited about it.
I noticed that, what's it called? You do a lot of like remixes, and it's well, it's not just remixes, it's like a mix between alternative, like electronic, and it's a weird mix. How would you describe your genre specifically?
Well, at first it was like kawaii rap, but like I don't know, like I feel like I should expand more, you know. So I'm kind of just like going like every year I'm gonna do like a new genre, I guess.
Oh my gosh, so you're just striving to be like, you know, one of those OP artists that's like, you know what, I'm gonna do rap, I'm gonna do singing, I'm just gonna do everything.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited like to have you on the studio, because I know we've heard so many things about you, especially from Valley Swerve. I know when we interviewed them, they were hinting at the single you guys released called Lady Moon. You want to talk more about that, or how did that collaboration come to be?
Well, I first met Valley Swerve, I think it was in McAllen. Like I used to do a lot of shows frequently over there at Yad Beria. And him and because there are two of them, you know. I believe I saw both of them. They like came up to me like, hey, do you wanna work on some music? And like I think I said yes, but like nothing really ever like, you know, came out of it. And then like I think like 2 or 3 years later, like finally we actually, you know, did something. Actually, like we also like recorded a video, and I was supposed to go up to McAllen, but I just been so busy. But hopefully soon we can release also the music video for that song.
Yeah, because I know I saw like a little part of it, especially when they advertised it like I think a couple months ago, and I saw like you on like the balcony is like, hey. Going back, well, actually, you know what? Let's talk more about yourself, because people don't really know who you are. I think this is your first interview, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us about like what is your favorite part about the Valley before we start?
Yeah, my favorite part of the Valley is Brownsville, but in terms of like, I guess the people are like really nice, and you know, just get along with them easily.
Yeah. Where are you usually from? Are you from, because you said Brownsville, right, or no?
Yeah, I'm from Brownsville.
Okay. Because like I noticed that you had like a little problem like coming up. I think it was like 5 days ago where you uploaded on your YouTube channel talking about like that one hater from Brownsville.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, you know what? Valley people, you're amazing. But that one person, nah. Going back into who you started with, how did you come up with the name Italia182? Does like the number stand for anything? Because I know your name is Italia, right? But
Yeah.
does the number stand for anything?
Well, when I was like in high school, my favorite band still is Blink-182,
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know, it was like I needed like a YouTube name, and like I couldn't just put Italia, right? Because like that's like a not a state, it's a what is Italia's a country or something. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
it's
Yeah.
Italy. I think in Italy in Spanish.
Yeah, it's so I was like, oh, I can't put that just like that on YouTube, right? Like they will never find me. So I was like, oh, I'll just put 182, because of Blink-182.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's where that came from.
That's cool. So like going into your music, what has inspired you to make your type of music?
Mm, well, I listen to a lot of Japanese music. So like, well, Japan is not, all just like kawaii stuff, but I like that part. So I guess I try to incorporate that also because like in Bronzeville, like there's not really like a kawaii like a scene or something. So I was like, oh, I should like like do more of that so there can be some sort of representation.
Hmm. I've noticed when you're like talking about how you do like kawaii rap, I've noticed that you're the only person I think that I know of that artist wise in like the RGV that does that type of aesthetic, like in general, because I don't really see anybody else doing that. I think that's really unique because like every single artist that I've seen or at least interviewed has this like cool aesthetic, right? I think the only person that was coming close was Valley Swerve because like their little like
The anime stuff, yeah.
yeah, the anime girl. So I was like, oh, okay. But like going back into that, there's not many female rappers in the RGV too. And I've noticed
Yeah.
like, wow, okay. And even then, they still go off of that cool aesthetic. But you're the only person in the RGB that I know of by far that goes off of that kawaii aesthetic. What would you for that kind of aesthetic, what do you prefer yourself as? Like, because I know you like Sanrio. Like, are you a Sanrio core or like
Yeah.
what's it called? I think pastel goth. What do you consider yourself to be?
Well, yeah, I think Pastel God could be a good one because I really like wearing black clothes, but also like pink. That's why my
Mhm.
hair is like black and pink.
Yeah. I noticed
Yeah.
what's it called? You dyed your hair so like a couple of times. Are you planning to dye your hair sooner or later again?
I think so. I kind of want to. I was thinking of doing it again, like half and half, how I used to
Mhm.
have it before, but I'm not sure because I'm trying to get like a job, and jobs won't hire you with weird hair.
Yeah. Going what's it called? Because I know like aside from like the hair and all, actually, you know what, going back into what you used to do, because you said you used to perform at Yevaria and also a couple of different places in McAllen. How did you decided to become an artist, or what made you want to become one?
Mm, I guess I used to do like when I was in high school, I used to do like covers and stuff,
Mhm.
but like it wasn't like not originals or anything. And then like I would go to a lot of like I would go to the Kraken in Brownsville downtown.
Mhm.
I would go there a lot and I would see like the rappers or like the bands. I'm like, oh, like I want to do that, like I want to have my own music and all that. So that's what kind of inspired me to start doing my own things, not just covers.
And were they like anime covers, the ones that you see on like YouTube by like I think Emily? I think that's her name is. Or like what kind of covers were they?
Not just like regular like Blink-182 or like Grimes. I was really into Grimes back then.
Oh, okay.
And just like random songs like that.
I was gonna ask because like you mentioned getting into that kind of aesthetic like as time progresses. What inspired you to like anime or that kind of anime aesthetic?
Think it was Carrie Panyu Panyu. I don't know if you know
Uh,
who that is. Yeah, I started like one of her videos came out on my YouTube and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And like I just started watching more and more and I got super into it.
Oh my gosh. So with that being said, because I know you also said that you liked Japanese music. Do you also like Vocaloid by any chance?
Yes, I love Miku and Luca, you know, Ran, all of those.
That's good. Because like I also like Vocaloid too. It's just like I don't really like get too much into it because like there's part of me and I understand this part because I know like you also have like that grunge aesthetic too. So I'm thinking like you also have these two versions of yourself. It's like, okay, I like this, but also this.
Yeah.
Going into your songwriting, how did you I guess when did you start making lyrics for yourself? How did you get into songwriting?
Mm, when did I start? I think it was like around high school. I was taking guitar classes and I guess like guitar was like the thing that like made, you know, that led me into like doing my own music. And well, yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you still play guitar? Is that what's it called? Are you thinking about like incorporating that with like some of your music? Because I know you said the cumbia one, right?
Mhm.
It,
Yeah, I still know how to play guitar, but I don't have one anymore. I think I sold it to the pawn shop or something.
oh my gosh. RIP that guitar. Actually, you know what? Shout out to anybody who has Italia's guitar. She can technically still sign it because you know what? She is TikTok famous. I don't know if you know this. Actually, speaking about that, um, how does it feel that one of your one of your songs blew up on TikTok? I think it's specifically, I think Kawaii Life. If I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
it's super
How does that make you
weird.
feel?
I don't know, it's just so weird. Like I remember one time I was at work and this girl was like, "Oh my God, Itala, look your song." I'm like, "What?" And she was like, she just showed me like a TikTok with like my song. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Or like my brother, like I'll just be like in the kitchen, like hanging out with my brother, and he's like, "Oh, look Italia, Kawaii life." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
um what's it called? Because I know that aside from just TikTok and music, you also do VTubing. What inspired you to start doing VTuber or like VTubing in general, especially like with your avatar? Because I know you barely started doing it. It was like I think 6 months ago, if I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always wanted to be a VTuber because I don't know. I kind of don't like showing my face. That's why like I don't do many music videos. But like it's kind of like being an artist is weird for me because like you have to do all these things like to show your face, and I don't like to. So being a VTuber is like perfect for me because I don't get to show my face, but I can still make videos,
Yeah.
and I get to be a cute anime girl.
I was gonna ask because now that you mention it, do you see yourself becoming sort of like a Vocaloid with your VTuber model as representing you as an artist, or is that something completely different that you want specifically for your YouTube channel?
I was thinking of like incorporating the both of them. I also wanted to do like you know how like Miko, she's like a voice bank. I wanted to make my own voice bank.
Oh, okay,
But I
like
think that would, mhm.
a Uteus. I'm trying to remember because
Yeah,
like
I
yeah,
think Utau, something, yeah, something like that.
that'd be cool because like honestly, you could technically perform from anywhere if you think about it. And just like make your
Yeah,
own songs and be like, you know what? I don't have to sing today. I'm just gonna like put it within the synthesizer. I'm gonna mess with
yeah,
everything. I'm gonna do that.
that would be badass.
um, for your songs, do you usually produce them?
Well, I usually like I'll buy the beats from someone,
Hmm.
and then like my friend God as a kid gave me FL Studio, and like he kind of like told me how to. He gave me like a preset or something, and then well I'll just record on there, and then I'll just watch YouTube videos on how to like mix or whatever. So yeah, kind of do that.
How's it been like
But yeah.
I was gonna say, how has it been knowing how to try to figure out FL Studio? Because I know, like I mentioned, this with Valley Swerve, FL is pretty hard to learn. Specifically, like if you compare it to GarageBand, it's so complicated. How do you feel about like trying to learn that type of program?
Well, I think it's like a must. Like I had to level up because I was just using like Audacity, you know, and like Audacity sucks, you know. So it's like now I have to level up, you know. If I want to be the best, like I need to level up.
Yeah, that's true. Because like FL, like even I use FL sometimes because like I try to like write my own music, and I try to cooperate everything that what I've learned. And even then, I still have a lot of hard times with FL. And I see like all these artists like talking about like even producing music is pretty hard for them. Do you usually get lost when, or do you ever get writer's block whenever you try to make music like on a certain amount of time? Or how does that work?
Usually, like I don't really like put like a schedule to make music because like I'm pretty busy usually. So just like randomly, like I'll just be like, oh, I have some random free time. So like I'll get a beat that I bought or something, you know, and then I'll just like I'll put it on there and then like I'll just jump on the beat and then just do my thing and that's it, you know. But usually like I take a long time to release music also because like I'm always busy. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's that side hustle that gets you going, because you know what? People that are usually busy are really, really motivated to do stuff. And I don't know if you notice that, because I think like a lot of artists that don't really use social media show their true form. Like, hey, you know what? I'm busy. I have a life. I have all this. I'm focusing on what I want in life, if that makes any sense. So I feel like for people that are viewing you right now, I feel like they're like, you know what, Italia, you're gonna be, you know, girl boss. You gotta be girl boss this like throughout the world. How has because I know, well, going back to the VTuber thing, because I just remembered, what inspired you to create that sort of well, specifically like a cat girl? What inspired you to make your VTuber like that?
Well, I don't know. I just cats. I like cats. Cat
Oh,
girls
really?
are cute.
Do you see yourself as a cat girl?
No, I don't really look like a cat girl.
It's okay. I felt but what's it called? I was saying, what was I gonna say? Because I was gonna ask something along those lines. Um, what's it called? Was it really hard for you to make a VTuber, or was it by scratch, or did you already have like a model that you had influence from?
No, actually, I was going to like pay for like somebody to like make me like a model thingy. But I just got this app. It's called let's see. It is called I think it's called Reality, and like you can make your own VTuber like monito on there, and you know you can just like personalize it. I'm like I knew for sure that I wanted to have like pink hair, you know, and like the school uniform. And then like I saw that you could put like cat ears, and I'm like, oh, I need to have some cat ears.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually, you know, anybody can make their own VTuber model, you know.
Mhm.
It's free. It's a free app.
Going into like your model specifically, would you ever do, because I know you do cosplay sometimes here and there. I know I saw some like on your music videos. Would you consider doing a cosplay of your own VTuber?
That's funny. Yeah, I think that would be cool to cosplay Italia182.
It's like you're gonna cosplay yourself. You go to a convention, it's like, you know what? If you guys recognize me, I'm me. How has your music evolved since you first started? How do you feel like looking back on yourself? How do you feel from Italia several years ago to Italia now?
I think I'm like way more confident now, like in all aspects of like making music, like songwriting and like production and everything. Like I think I've gotten like way better now.
Yeah. I kind of like heard that when I was listening to your music, because like I've noticed you've also were more confident in what type of music genre you wanted to be, because I know like the beginning steps were just like, okay, this is my base, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I'm gonna do anime influenced music, so let's just put that up. And I've noticed that, and I like that kind of music, because like, you know what, it's great. It really is great. And I for people that want to do your type of music, or even like be an artist in general, what advice would you give them?
Just like just do your like just do you, because like there's gonna be a lot of people that tell you, oh no, like this is trash, or like, oh, you're never gonna make it. I mean, maybe you will never make it, but you know, if you want to really do something, you should just do it and just be the best that you can, because it's your craft. So you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how has well, friends, family, or people that you've met, how have they seen you evolve since then? Like how were their first reactions to you, like being an artist or a VTuber or whatever you consider yourself?
I think like at first, like I would say like, oh, like hey guys, like I want to do this, right? Like I really want to release this, or and like they wouldn't really take me seriously. Like, well, my mom still doesn't take me seriously, but like my friends, like after a while, they seen that I've been on the grind. You know, like I was on TV, like I did this and that, and I guess like now like they're like, oh, okay, she's being for real.
So before we go, do you have anything you want to repeat, like any social media or any what's it called, new tracks or EPs possibly coming up?
Hey guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Italia182, the best VTuber in Brownsville, and listen to my new song, Puro 956, coming out on February 11th.
Okay,
yeah.
any shout outs?
Shout out all of Brownsville, shout out my friends in Cruztang, shout out my mom, and shout out people from Mexico City.
Hey, I want to give a really quick shout out to everyone listening, especially you, Italia. Thank you for joining us here on our show. I want to remind everyone, before we leave, if you guys want to check us out and learn more about what we do on this show, or even are interested in being on this show, be sure to check out Facebook and Instagram, RGV Rocks, and Twitter, Rocks RGV. Once again, Facebook and Instagram is RGV Rocks, and Twitter is Rocks RGV. Thank you so much, Italia, for joining us here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I would like to remind everyone, thank you for listening to our humble little show. And we'll be here next time on KCYP 97.7 FM LP, The City. See ya.